All right, we're live. Hey, YouTube people, welcome in. As you know by the handle, I'm Joey. Joey's me. And this is the 29th, believe it or not, the 29th episode of Hustle and Smoke is live right now. So, very, 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 very nice milestone coming up on the next one. So I just want to take a time to, thank everybody in advance has been involved. From people I've collabed with, people I done chopped it up with on the back and front and middle and whatever. Like y'all all had a stake in this, even if not on the literal sense. So I appreciate everybody, and of course, everybody that keeps on, jumping in the joints. People actually do watch these. I'm noticing. I appreciate y'all for that. And I'm gonna try to get interesting people like the young lady you see in front of you now. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let the young lady introduce herself.
Hey guys, my name is Annalise. I actually am the CEO and owner of Beauty and the Beast, which is why that is my display name. It's pretty much a fitness program that I come out with about 2 years ago that I kind of didn't take seriously when I started, but once I saw how it started taking off, like really just took every effort to really just step into it and be a pioneer of the fitness community. So, hey guys.
Yes. And honestly, like I said, right before we got on the joint, I had commended you because I don't know what award you was accepting. Wearing the red dress, like I told you, I thought the devil wore it, but you wore it. So shout out to you. I've noticed. I didn't know that it's been that long of the movement. That's what's up, first and foremost. And also, I've noticed that you're very multifaceted. You know what I mean? You might have one video where you're doing your fitness thing heavy. You might have another post where you're promoting this other thing. And like I say, it's admirable, it's commendable. And you don't see enough examples of just that. So I just want to start with giving you your flowers on that personally. And hold up, we got moms in the building. Much love. Hey, I tell everybody, see the streams, man. So we're gonna try to keep it clean, mom. I promise. I'm gonna try to keep it to no cuss words. Because yes, we're gonna try. Because who knows? Once the stuff gets in the system, we tend to you run up at the mouth every now and then.
Crazy.
All I'm saying is welcome in, Miss Anna. I honestly, like I said, it's really amazing to see. Let's get into it. What I want to start with is, you said that it's 2 years in the making. So can you speak a little on some of the trials and tribulations in starting the program, keeping in mind, of course, some of the subtle nuances of being a young black lady black woman rather. I'm sorry, excuse me, in the fitness industry, really in the belly of it, because just real quickly, I like to think that the personal trainers play a big role, and I feel like from what I could recollect in my stoner brain, from the outside looking in, I've noticed that like having a good trainer versus having a bad trainer could make or break an experience. Absolutely. And as people acclimate more to the fitness industry, whether trying to lose these pounds or with something as simple as all the spandex you see all around the world, you know what I mean? So keeping all of that in mind, like, speak a little on what was like the beginning stages and what was some of the hardships and obviously the triumphs.
Absolutely. All right. So for starters, like I said, I started the business about 2 years ago amidst the pandemic. And this pretty much came up as like a hobby at first. Like, I really love working out. And, a little precursor to all these things, guys, I used to play basketball in D2 college in Albany. So
Oh, we're gonna get into that for sure.
Yeah, so I kind of have like.
And you said you went to U Albany? Let me
No,
find
no, not U Albany. I went to St. Rose, which was like 10 minutes away from U Albany, so it wasn't.
Oh, okay. I ain't really am on St. Rose. We're gonna talk about that though. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I already started out with like an extensive athletic background, and I found that throughout my college career, like I needed some sort of outlet besides my schoolwork and besides like just doing things to go through the different motions of life, like it always comes to that point and you get to a pinnacle where it's like, all right, I've graduated, now I'm an adult, what the hell do I want to do? And mindset came into play really quickly, and it was so many things that I had to, what's the word I'm looking for?
Indoor?
That I had to acclimate myself to. Yeah. In the adult stage. And I found that mindset was really everything. And then once you find that you're trying to like get yourself together spiritually and like just really tap into that mindset part of being an adult, there's so many things that came into play. So fitness became my outlet. And now this is how Beauty and a Beast started. Because at first it was just a logo, like people were like, hey, Anna, like Beast with Annalise, Beauty and a Beast. And people were joking about it. But then I'm like, yo, that really rings bells. You feel me? Like that really rings bells. So over time, I started to take it more seriously. Like at first it was just regular workout videos. And then people started hitting me up like, yo, can you train me? And that's when I started to really tap into fitness and really like study nutritional science and things behind what it means to live a healthy lifestyle and lead a healthy lifestyle. A lot of people don't understand that it really just starts in the mind first. And if you're not there mentally, then you can't get there physically. You know
hey, listen,
talk to me.
Real quick, I'm gonna go ahead and quote a very iconic sister in history. I like let's say history. I think Lauryn Hill once said, "How you gonna win when you ain't right within?"
When you ain't right within, exactly. Greatest song ever. Yes. So, like I said before, you have to be right in the mind before you're right in the physical. You spiritually have to be there, and you literally have to tell yourself every single day, like, yo, if I need an outlet, this is what I'm gonna do. So, guys, fitness was my outlet, and creating the brand was not that hard, but it took some time. Creating a business is not easy, especially for us women out there who are looking for the top-notch mentorship that's going to take us from this point to this point, like 10x. So that's another thing that came into play, looking for the mentorship. A lot of times we tend to look at influencers online and then we kind of compare their journeys to ours, and then we kind of get discouraged along the way. And we get not as motivated at all. And I tell people all the time, like, comparison is a thief of joy. So that comes into play also with the fitness era. So I just felt like because I was connecting with those things spiritually, and it just made me who I am today, and it molded Beauty and a Beast. And that's kind of the integrity behind me creating this brand, because I want to be able to empower and uplift people on this journey to the point where it's like, yo, there's no stopping me. If I keep going, I'm going to get 1% better every single day. I'm here to be a trainer, but I'm also here to like lend a helping hand. Like my clients aren't just clients. Clients are sisters, they're brothers. Because at the end of the day, we got to uplift each other. And if we don't, who's going to do it?
Wow, that is absolutely beautiful. And I wanna double down real quick in saying that it's what I appreciate about what you were saying is, from what I got, is the small wins. And I feel like as people we're preconditioned almost very much to a fault to succumb to our ambitions and forget that there's a whole aspect of work, there's a whole aspect of humility, a whole aspect of being that comes into manifesting whatever it is you're trying to do. And you saying, hey, every day I'm gonna get 1% better, that's small wins. That's like, absolutely. Hey, if your goal was, I'm gonna make it to the 6 o'clock bus, and you woke up 5 minutes before you did last week, this week, That's a small
That's a
win.
small win.
And before you know it, you know, you're gonna wake up before the alarm, and you still gonna set the alarm because God forbid you miss the shit.
Exactly.
But, hey, mom, I'll be in here.
Sorry, Mom.
Anyway, you know, you probably but you wake up before it, you know, and I'm definitely living proof of that. You know, I've definitely spent a lot of time in my life, you know, up wee hours of the morning, making sure that I was ready to make this move when it had to be made. Out before, and it just goes, a lot goes into it, but I don't want to get too wrapped up on that. What I also wanted to bring in to the circle, quote unquote, is I was actually doing a little research, and let me bring a stat to you. So this was posted, credits to www.medicalnewstoday.com. So according to the CDC, the overall prevalence of high blood pressure is 54% among non-Hispanic Black adults, compared with 46% non-Hispanic white adults, 39% in non-Hispanic Asian adults, and 36% in Hispanic adults. So what I want to put forth with bringing those stats to you, and this was posted on March 29th, 2021. So it's as far we could appropriately say that it's a to date study, right? Absolutely. So what I find really prevalent is literally the 54%, and the fact that, you know, that to me says that if 54% is a part of a pie, that's more than half of the pie, no matter what situation,
no matter how you cut it. Exactly.
Context, right? So that's why I honestly saw so much value in having you come to the platform, because this is a stat that I feel like should be broken yesterday. You know, and as people, you know, or let's get a little political. As Black people, we don't give no credit to this statistic right here. And I feel like it's so important. Like, for example, earlier today, I was actually having a conversation with another sister, and she literally broke it down, how like took it back to like the Stone Age.
Because that's what I'm about to do, but I'm glad she did it.
No, real talk. Listen, wow, I felt so enlightened. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But seeing how we weren't even meant to have the diets that we have of all of this meat. We weren't meant to eat 10 pounds of meat a day. Like,
exactly.
If anything, one course. You know, and literally, even me thinking about what my diet has been, even from a wee bit, a little whippersnapper. Yeah, we was eating meat every course. We was eating goddamn starch.
Exactly.
And it's like when she broke it down, I just got to thinking, like, man, like, you know, it's a lot of things that probably isn't necessarily going right, because look at the, you know, me reflecting on my eating habits. Look at it. You know what I mean? Everything is, you know, in the end of the day, I like to think that, you know, you could sit there and you know, kind of lie to the next person about yourself, but when those four walls is just you in them, you know, you got to sit down and be honest.
Deal with your exactly.
When at the end of the day, like, thinking about what that means, and how coming from like not giving a rat's ass about dieting and exercising, like it's a breath of fresh air to see you putting forth that effort, you know, you championing it, because I like to think that, you know, it might take X amount of time, but if the right people catch on, the right people gonna latch on.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And in the end of the day, I just think that just kind of entails more people more educated. You know, you don't have to be a gym rat to stay healthy.
Exactly.
You
lead a
could,
healthy lifestyle.
You could go for a yogurt. Whatever the fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of a Snicker bar, or like, you know,
like, you know, I don't, you know, I'm speaking very, and I'll admit it, I'm speaking a little hypocritically, because I'm most likely going to elect for that Snicker bar 9 times. And I'm not too proud to admit it, you know, but I know, like, I'm feeling things, like I
Absolutely.
was telling the sister earlier, like, I get when I get heartburn, I get it to the extreme. Like,
Really?
yeah. And it's like it's
Mhm.
crazy. Like, I was definitely a lot bigger as a youngin. Now,
Mhm.
like, I ain't gonna say I'm fit. I'm just whatever the fuck. Whatever.
Mhm.
I'm surviving, I guess. Allegedly. All I'm saying is that, like, I get heartburn like crazy. And like, to me, it's like, man, like, that's just indicative of what
What
the
you're
information
consuming.
is put in front of me. It's like, yo,
Mhm.
look, 54%. Let me read you something else that I found really interesting.
Talk to
Give me a
me. I
second
love
here.
these stats.
Uh, oh, actually, I actually cannot find it. Oh, actually, no, I lied. I have it over here. Here we go. So, according so this is from webmd.com. Shout out to them. They basically raised the question, why is high blood pressure common in blacks, quote unquote, let's say, because I'm like, man, they didn't quote it, they just said black.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. I didn't know we could be so candid these days, but hey,
Listen, once
cool,
Trump became president, it was over.
man.
Nobody's candid anymore. You feel me? Like,
Hey, so it says genetic factors, high rate of high blood pressure in blacks may be due to the genetic makeup of people of African descent. Researchers have uncovered some facts in the United States. Blacks respond differently to high blood pressure drugs than do other groups of people. Blacks in the U.S. also seem to be more sensitive to salt, which increases the risk of developing high blood pressure. So
Mhm.
that's for the genetic factors. Now the environmental factors. Some scientists believe that high blood pressure in blacks is due to factors unique to the experience of blacks in the U.S. Blacks worldwide have rates of high blood pressure that are similar to whites, which
Mhm.
wow, that's actually kind of interesting. In the U.S., however, the difference is dramatic. 41% of blacks have high blood pressure as compared to 27% of whites. In addition, black people in the U.S. are more likely to be overweight than blacks in other countries. That to me is very telling. But
Wow.
just to finish it off, some experts think that the social and economic factors, including discrimination and economic inequality, are responsible for this difference. That to me is the most ardent point made in that whole joint. So the fact that they some experts, I mean, who are the experts? Listen, I'm just asking some questions. But
Exactly.
anyway, social and economic factors. So maybe the fact that uh, you could go to your nearest tri-state area in the Bronx and see
Mhm.
10 chicken spots and um,
Exactly. Delis.
and a goddamn.
Exactly. Popeyes on the
Listen,
corner.
I can't say delis. I'm cool with the delis. You gotta love the delis in New York, man. They
We
are
don't get you
generous.
away from the delis. Y'all
They
have
are.
delis out in Oregon?
They, oh
Y'all don't have
Lord,
no
sis,
delis?
sis, we got 7-Eleven and another joint,
Oh my
Plaid Pantry. Yep.
God.
And listen. I love me some Plaid Pantry. You know what I
I
mean?
know.
Hey, listen, ain't nothing like a New York deli. So I'm personally not going to include the deli in the statistic, but cool. Like I said, boom, you have
Uh-huh.
10 chicken spots, couple McDonald's, a liquor
Yeah,
store too.
everything.
Like all of this, social economic factors, right? And you,
Exactly.
and to me, I read that and I just thought like, wow, like you think of kind of the state of just the world, and obviously we're not really going to get into that, but just
Mhm.
thinking on it, you yourself, you're like, man, like hold up, this isn't normal. Like,
Mhm.
a
Mhm.
lot of things start to look different.
Mhm.
Hey, I don't know about you. I know I come from the hood. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I obviously, I might be a little more refined in how I speak and a little
Mhm.
more I guess proper, I guess, for lack of a better term. But in
Mhm.
the end of the day, we know where we come from. And like we know what these places was, and we know what these places is slowly becoming. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Like, look at the fact that right now, you could go and stand in front of the Barclays Center and go ahead and walk up 2 blocks, and that same sandwich that you maybe got for $10 or $15 around the Barclays costs you $5 2-3 blocks up.
Exactly.
And like you think of things like that, and it's like, man, like all of this is contributing, no doubt about it. Like, you know, and it all ties into, it's so dope what you're doing, because you're subconsciously, without bringing any of these stats forth, you're pushing that, you're championing it. You know, you're how you go about, you know, I'm the CEO of this, that, and the third, like that pride that comes behind it, you know. So once again, I'll give you your flowers for that. You know, it takes a lot to start something, you know, and I could speak now I guess I could speak for that concept, because, you know, look, we're on YouTube right now. We're on my
exactly.
you know, it definitely took me a very long time to get to a point where it was just like, man, like, dude, you could press a button and speak to X amount of people. Why haven't you pressed that button yet? Like, it's not like the conversation isn't in you. It's not like you don't have anything to say. You know what I mean? So and it's really a beautiful thing to really think about it that way, because, you know, you finally start doing something that you've been wanting to for so long. Like, you know, you that's the fuel that makes you want to keep going. And you know, right now, you know, I might be 30.
I'm sorry, Joey. Give me 1 second.
No, go ahead.
Give me 1 second. I just got to talk to my aunt for like 2 seconds.
Go ahead.
All right.
Here at Hustle and Smoke, we condone the auntie talks. Go ahead. But yeah, people, you know, I was just saying how, you know, it's a real good journey. You know, I know, you know, we ain't huge platform yet, you know, but I see myself there, and we're gonna do that. You know what I mean? So we're gonna continue to push that, push those interests. You know what I mean? We're gonna continue to make sure we continue to talk to people like Anna. We're gonna continue to talk to people like Mr. 1950, the gentleman we had last week. Yo, tap into some of these episodes, man. I've really, you know, it's really something to be able to, you know, reach out to these different people and have these different people on, and then have these different people actually have something to say and contribute to the pot, you know. Shout out to all the people that's been on to this point. You know, I remember I can't name them down a list in chronological order, because, you know, my stoner brain and whatnot. But in the end of the day, I could still, you know what I mean? I could still say that I appreciate everybody that's been on, and we're gonna continue to talk. You know what I mean? It don't stop there, man. It don't stop, can't stop, won't stop, like Diddy said, man. But it looks like Anna's back in the building. Hey,
yeah, I'm here with you.
Oh, okay. Hey, whoa, yeah. So, like I was saying, it's like, it's just it's a real beautiful thing. You know what I mean? It's a real beautiful thing, because, you know, it's, you know, influence is a lot these days, and like when you think about it, influence is the difference between somebody actually following your movement and somebody not following it. And not following it brings a whole list of shit that could be on the back end of it.
Absolutely.
You know,
we're inquiring and then doing nothing about it in terms of execution or applying the advice that you give.
Exactly. You know, like the young people say, applying pressure. You're not
exactly.
Pressure.
Pressure makes diamonds.
Oh man, you see that's what the young people say.
That's a fact.
I'm a little outdated. Let me get back to you on that one. But yeah, you know, so what I also want you to get into a little bit is, I actually found out a little later in time that you were a D2 athlete. How was it? I know me personally, I spent a couple of semesters around D3, a high D3 team, and man, those workouts were no joke.
Intense.
The energy felt like, yo, this is D1. So I could only imagine D2. Can you let me know and let the people know kind of what your experience was in that end?
I could definitely elaborate on that. Now, before we get started, D1, D2, D3, all it is labels.
Right.
Well, like at every single
and this too, right? And this too, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
That has a lot to do with it. And I want everybody to know out there that basketball is just straight politics. You know, like there's certain times where I even had to encounter, and I'm not gonna do any name calling or like,
no, of course not,
anything.
absolutely.
But I definitely had to encounter like a freshman playing over me just because of the simple fact that their parents have more money, you know, and because of the simple fact that my family didn't come from the same, for lack of a better term, I guess like strand of life as them. And it was a lot of politics that came in with playing time, that came in with the way you were treated within practice. And a lot of people don't talk about that, you know, because
right.
yeah.
Real quickly, I just want to
Mhm.
say that to me, from where I was sitting, it really seemed like it was a real like anybody who spoke up,
Mhm.
they felt like they'd be outnumbered. So
Absolutely.
it was so much easier for them to just take it, you know,
Mhm.
and take it and keep
Mhm.
going. No, that's a real dope point right there.
Yeah, and I was actually in that category at one point until I realized, like, yo, I'm really nice. Like, I have to tell myself every single day, like, look myself in the mirror, like, yo, I'm really nice. Like, if I was to get on this court right now, I'll probably have the team up 20 just
Listen,
because
Anna,
of how hard I work and like
no, you
how motivating I am on the court. You know, like I
talk your
always bring
CEO shit.
energy.
Yeah, talk your
Yo,
CEO shit.
always,
Yeah, nah, come on now. Listen.
always.
In the end of the day, man, who was I going to quote? Oh, Cat Williams. Cat
Mhm.
Williams once said, "You got to be in tune with your star player, man.
Yes.
Your star player. If you're not telling yourself you're nice, you can't walk around, you know, expecting the next person
To tell
listen. It's so real that people
Mhm.
are so deep rooted in what they
Mhm.
believe and
Mhm.
what they think is right that it, they'd rather put you down or see how they could take you down on the back end rather than say,
Mhm.
I'm nice right now. Like you doing some
Yeah.
shit. And it's like that's atrocious to me. Like
Mhm.
I can't comprehend that. In the end of the day, like, you know, I never
Mhm.
understood how we can't look at it like we're all people trying to kind of make it happen in the same pot, you know, and
Exactly.
we all got room to wiggle, you know, maybe.
Yeah.
And I know that now because I left New York. Like,
Mhm.
listen, I'm not going to diss New York, man. Those are the streets that I grew up raised on. But in the end of
Mhm.
the day, like, it's a certain closed-mindedness that comes with
That
being
comes with being exactly.
like, and it's like a
Yes.
complacency on top of that.
Yes.
And it's
Yeah.
like, how are you complacent with that? Like now that you know,
Absolutely.
I've spent about 2 years here in Oregon. Like, it is so much life. Like, it is so much
Mhm.
life being able to pull up on a meadow with
Mhm.
just grass and trees and just
Mhm.
grass on that motherfucking meadow. As
Yeah.
cold as that sounds, it hits different, you know.
For
And
real.
you know, our meadows look like goddamn fucking dirt, cigarette butts, fucking ashtray shit.
Yo.
Like man, you know,
Garbage everywhere. Yup.
it's
They're
crazy. And
all
then
over the
they try
street.
to gentrify it. And at the
Mhm.
end of the day, the one thing you could never get rid of in New York is the rats.
Exactly.
Let's be honest.
Oh my
You
gosh,
want
let's
to
not
see
even
the
go
rats
there.
living among the dirt and the shit. It's like, come on, man.
No,
Listen,
in
like
the
I said, I'm not trying
subway,
to diss
walking
you.
down the street, everything. They're just everywhere. And I don't know if you've seen on the news lately, but it's basically saying that New York is rat infested. And it's because like in obviously the white areas, right? Or the more upscale areas where people have a lot
I want to hear your theory.
of money, you
I
know?
want to hear your theory on this. Go ahead.
Property taxes are way higher in those areas, right? And you already know, like that comes into play with sanitation, that comes into play with the upkeep of the neighborhood, that comes into play with who exactly is living in the neighborhood. And if you don't make a certain salary, then you can't reside within this neighborhood. And that just simply comes from the wealth gap, you know, and it's not discussed too often because I feel like it's a touchy subject. Nobody wants to
Yeah,
put
hell yeah,
black
it's a
in the
touchy
category
subject.
of being broke and
But we
then
need to talk though.
yeah,
We need to
exactly. Mm-hmm.
talk, man, and that's the reason. You know, people's out there going ballistic, man, and it's like,
Yeah.
yo, like, I had the gentleman last week, Mr. 1950 on the podcast, and he was saying he told me like, man, like, you know, you already got the charisma, man. All you gotta do is get a team together, and I was
That's
like.
it.
like hold up, on my end, I'm listening to him and I'm like, yo, like he's really like he putting some shit in my ear real quick. Like I should really listen to this. And it's like once he told me that, yo, shouts out to 1950, man. I've been thinking about that shit heavy, like heavy, because at the end of the day, it's like, man, like it's so much opportunity. And like, you know, when like I said, you know, me being a young whippersnapper, you know, in New York, I didn't necessarily think that all these opportunities were here. Like, man, maybe years ago, I was joking with friends, like, yeah, man, you know, yeah, one day I'll sell this shit legally, you know, one day now I'm out here. It's
the
like
whole industry, exactly.
like I'm in it. You know what I mean? So like it's so surreal. Like, you know, in the end of the day, I feel like, you know, people just see it as, oh, they just selling bud, or anybody could do it.
Yeah.
Nah, it's a whole humility factor, man. Like it's the fact that, you know, you could speak to the next person, you know, and it don't gotta feel like a exchange of funds, an exchange of weed or this or that. And I literally relish in the opportunities. Like some of the people I've had on, I've spoke with face to face through coming through the spot. You know what I mean? And it's a beautiful thing because, like, at the end of the day, on my platform, I'm heavy on the networking. I'm heavy on the we all gotta see how we could each one teach one it.
For real.
How we could collab to put one or two together and make five. You understand what I'm saying? It's just that simple, you know. And you know, it's a mindset that is faint. You know what I mean? It's a real faint concept mindset, but you know, hey, somebody gonna hit me one day.
For real. There's like a weakness associated with asking for help, especially amongst, and I'm not going to call us minorities.
A connotation of weakness anyway.
Exactly. You know, and it's like, it's prevalent amongst us because we always feel like we have to, there's like this.
Like we got to one up shit.
Yeah. Like there's a type of way. Yeah. Like we got to continue to just fight for everything that we deserve. You know, instead of like asking the next man who's probably 10x his way through where you want to be for mentorship or for like advice on how to get faster, you know, so you could avoid all the mistakes that specific person made, or just avoid all the mistakes within that industry that you're trying to get into. You know, like there's always this weakness associated. And I don't know if it comes from
pride,
you know, pride and ego only, but I feel like it kind of stretches all the way back into like slavery days.
Oh,
you know, like we worked so hard in those cotton fields, picking cotton, like our ancestors, that they had to tend to the majority. You know, and it was just like
real quickly, man. That is wow, that's such a dope point. Only because you know, even through my comings and goings, I find myself, you know, like whether it's a young lady I'm with or is one of my guys, you know, I find myself like really drawing back from like contention and arguments, because in the end of the day, like, you know, we gotta look at each other and see each other.
Exactly.
You know, in the sense that, you know, we could still go our own way, but just know that if we just so happen to cross paths, it don't gotta be hostile. It don't gotta be you gotta show your muscles because I'm in the room, or because this person in the room, or that person in the room. It's just like, yo, just vibe on your own time. And honestly, like I found that like every time I've just been on my own time, I mean, shit just happens. You know, whatever that. You understand what I'm saying? And that just goes to reinforce that, you know, it's gotta be a willingness to reach out, a willingness to have conversation. You know, it's a big step, because some conversation take more emotion, or require more out of people.
For sure.
But that don't make it any less important. You know what I mean? Like honestly, from this episode, I hope somebody like looks up statistics on like fucking high blood pressure, hypertension, diabetes. Like look up all of these little diseases and
for real.
Look up nutrition facts. Look up some of this, and like, obviously, it's not, you don't want to, doom and gloom yourself because, hey, you're not going to change your diet overnight, but like start something, because it's also last times, man.
And it goes way, way deeper than like just the cosmetics of food, like I firmly believe that it dates all the way back to the wealth gap that was created amongst us. And because of the simple fact that we maybe live in neighborhoods that have more fast food restaurants than others, there's still that wealth gap. Like some families can't even provide because of the simple fact that we're just stuck. Like there's a certain system that keeps us stuck. And until we raise our like awareness, and we become more educated with information on how we can get out of being in that rut that they're trying to box us in, that's the only way we're going to get to the next level. And a lot of people really, they just have to understand, like, it goes way beyond the physical. Like, it really just starts here. You could be wealthy in the mind before you're wealthy in the pockets. You have to be wealthy in the mind before you're wealthy in the pockets.
I mean, hey, Microsoft allegedly wasn't an original idea. So whoever that original idea came from had to be wealthy in the motherfucking mind.
Absolutely. Exactly.
Look at Apple.
Exactly.
He's just Steve Jobs. Allegedly. Hey, listen, I say allegedly. I don't know. But like I said, awareness is a lot, and they say knowing is half the battle, but we're not even there. So, like it's like, man, like we're almost, and the complacency too. It's just atrocious.
Yeah.
It is, But what I want to ask you is, having not necessarily seen the success maybe you wanted from, basketball, how do you feel knowing that and then thinking about where you are now?
So I kind of had to come to the realization that there's just certain areas in your life where you're going to have to move on from because they were simply just there to teach you something. They say you take L's, right? Sometimes you take losses and then other times you learn lessons. And that could be a relationship, that could be, something that fell apart a long time ago. Yeah, exactly. Something that you had high hopes for, but it didn't come through. So me understanding that and me just no longer being in denial about the fact that that's what transpired, it kind of built me up to where I am today. And I can firmly say that if I weren't to experience that, Beauty and the Beast would not have been created. And that's literally like one of my core values, resilience, to be able to bounce back from whatever experiences you have in life that may have like taken everything out of you to get through, and just being able to use that as your fuel to move forward. So I would say, I don't regret anything because at the end of the day, it was there to teach me something. And it taught me a very, very valuable lesson that I'm going to continue to teach my clients and help them get the results that they want to get on a day-to-day basis.
Man, that's real powerful. That's real powerful. So let's talk a little bit about what the client experience would be with you. So just to kind of reference, I had a couple episodes ago for sure. I had a young lady. She's a certified nail tech, freelance nail tech as well.
Yes.
I kind of had her speak on why would I book a consultation with her over going to the nail salon? I asked that question so the people could know, hey, maybe they want to mess with Anna. Hey, Anna, I got some money for you. Let's
exactly.
So, I just want to kind of have you speak on that.
Okay, so pretty much the experience with me always starts out with a free consultation, where we'll kind of discuss like what your fitness goals are, what your current diet is, things that you see yourself doing in the future once you get that, dream body that you want, and really talking about mindset first, because you cannot physically get where you want to be if you're not there mentally. And I have had my fair share of clients fall off because of the simple fact that they didn't take that part seriously. And then I have my really hardworking clients that even work with me to this day. And we literally go 6, sometimes 7 days a week because of the simple fact that they do things outside of training. Like I would send them videos, motivational videos for them to watch in the morning, or like meditation for them to listen to right before they go to bed. Or
So not to interrupt, but real quickly, you would definitely consider it to be a very much a hands-on experience.
absolutely.
Yeah, to your clients.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
And
And I make them
exactly.
comfortable enough to be able to come to me. You know, if they need anything, then it's always just that. Give me 1 second.
No, you're good. Man, Anna's doing her thing. She talking. She talking, people. I hope y'all soaking it in. This is a CEO we have on the joint. And you know, I did actually have she is a part of a trio that owns edible company out here in Oregon. And the young lady Elle, shouts out to Elle. She definitely got on Hustle and Smoke as well. So hey, people, if y'all want, hey, listen, there's women all throughout business, people. If y'all unmotivated or writer's block, whatever it is, like I really tap into some of these episodes, man, because we got some dope people. So with that being said, so you could continue though. I don't know if you had any more to add to the client experience.
Yeah, so I was pretty much mentioning that it's really like hands-on, just like you said. You know, I'm able to not necessarily just be there as a trainer, but also be there as a friend, to the point where it's like, yo, if you need me for anything, you can reach out to me, you know, and it doesn't have to be any like animosity or any uncomfortability at all, because I'm here for you. You know, like I want to be that long-term friend that you call to tell, listen, I'm about to have a baby. You know, like I'm about to get married. You know what I mean? So, and it's
good news.
It kind of stems from my secondary business. As you know, I'm also a digital entrepreneur, right? So I teach people how to invest, not only in themselves, but also in their pockets. You feel me? Like people that don't know where to go. They may have a big lump sum of money and they don't know where to put it. Tap in with me, guys.
Wow. So we got to end the consultations on out there too. Sis, hold up. No. But now I have to ask you this. How the hell do you balance all of this? So how do you stay hands-on with the clients, but you still make sure you post on the gram, make sure you post workouts on the gram, make sure you do the consultation with the investing? Like, how do you do all of this?
It's not easy. It's not easy, but kind of having that background because,
Are you like a mutant, like with X-Men? You Halle Berry on the low? Let me find out.
No, crying. Not there yet, almost. But
go ahead, talk your shit.
Yeah, so in college, I majored in bio. And you already know how bio majors get down. Like we're organized with everything that we do. Like every move that we make is super tactical. Yo, bio is hard as hell.
I could never.
What? Let me tell you the amount of people that started as bio majors.
That's why. Hey, listen. Hey, Mom, I hope you didn't hear that one too. Go ahead, though. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the amount of people that started out as bio majors eventually became like psychology majors because they couldn't handle the intensity of biology. But I love that. I always loved just having that fuel under me to like get me through everything it is that the masses didn't want to do. So once I did that, and remind me what the question was, because I don't want to get too much off track.
No,
we're talking about how I stayed like on like balance, right?
Yeah, how did you balance everything out? Because
perfect,
your plate is full.
Yo, let me tell you. So guys, I started out, I was a teacher. I was working at a charter school as a science teacher. Obviously, once I got my bio degree. No, I went to a charter school in Long Island and I taught there for like almost 2 years. And then I realized it wasn't for me because, like I said, I'm a daredevil. Like I like to do watch and observe what the masses are doing and just completely do the opposite.
Break the mold. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So breaking the mold. And that's how Beauty and the Beast came about. But before that, another reason why I started this business was because I started out as the digital entrepreneur, and I started to see that I could really connect and influence and inspire people on Instagram, on like just from walking in the street and like just having my chest up, and just walking with confidence. And I'm like, I could really use this. Like this is a gift. Not too many people have this. And if people do, some people, they don't use it to their maximum ability. So I decided to go right ahead. Yep. Go against the grain. I quit my job and Beauty and the Beast came about. And then I started to really balance by having a Google Calendar with like consultations scheduled in there, sessions scheduled in there. Yo, for real, because Google Calendar saves lives. They say thick thighs saves lives. No, Google Calendar. Exactly.
Search engine is still, I mean, man, Bing was good for a while, but I don't think Bing even exists anymore.
That's what I'm saying. Not even the iPhone calendar, because sometimes it doesn't even send you the reminders as you need them. But yeah, so I started doing that. And then I realized once it was kind of easy for me to balance the needs of the people that I was helping out, it kind of gave me that push to really be an entrepreneur of my own franchise. And like I said, that's how Beauty and the Beast came about. So just a lot of organizing, being able to file certain things. I would have to write down everything. Like I'll have a to-do list with little boxes and just check them off as I go throughout the day.
Wow.
Or or just have the Google Calendar and literally just cancel things as I'm doing it. And that's pretty much how you balance.
I honestly aspire to do that because I swear to God, like I'll get started and I might have like a little composition notebook. Something as simple as maybe writing down the motherfucking grocery list.
Exactly.
9 times out of 10, that list is nowhere to be found. I didn't write it, and it's crazy. Like it's once you get to that level, like to you, it's like, what the fuck? It's normal. But like, that's not normal. Like, and in the right way though. Like it's something that if you can master, like, I mean, look at all that you could do. And then you could speak to the next person and they'll tell you how little time they have in their day.
Exactly.
And how they don't have time for that or this. And it might even be something that might benefit them on the monetary side. You know what I mean? And it's a terrible trend, no doubt about it. But
absolutely,
hey, there's people like you breaking it. There's people like myself breaking it.
Exactly.
I don't have a business yet, but let me tell you, when this takes off, it's gonna be a business. I'll tell you.
This is your business.
Not only that, but
Hustle and Smoke.
Listen, hey, don't worry about that.
Yo, for real. Listen,
but at the same time, I'm still up 5-6 o'clock in the morning every single day. Like it's not lost on me that to be there, I gotta the routine gotta come with it as well. Absolutely. I mean, I can work on the sleep schedule for sure, but I mean, hey, shout out to Monster Energy. Shout out
Red Bull.
Coffee, I can't really
Starbucks.
Shouts out to Red Bull, but I can't really drink y'all stuff. I like the Mountain Dew though, the Kickstarter. Ooh, yes.
I never had that. I think my body's kind of immune to energy drinks now. To the point
you are the energy drink. I need to know what's in your water because my way. So and like I said, it just to go back. It's just the organization is really it's important because if you're not organized, it leaves so much room for people to tamper with your shit, for the integrity of your business to be lost. Like for example, the other day, to speak to speak on it. I had I was supposed to collab with somebody and hey, if you get to watch, brother, hey, hopefully we get another chance to chop it up. But I had left my charger at the house that day. I had told him like, hey, I had told him that. I told him the truth. And like right after, like not right after, but as the day went on, like I was like, man, like, you know, that's not good. Like I can't be telling, how I told him, oh, because I don't have a charger, we can't get on this live, man.
Exactly. And just clip him. Why you did that, Joey? Why you did that for?
No. Listen. Sometimes, you know, I'm still allegedly young.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So it's like
you make mistakes.
Oh, hold up. Mr. Vincent Garcon says, are you rude? Michael Myers is here for me, though. Dude, you're so ghetto and using the N. Bro, that is fine because you're African. Okay.
What?
I mean, hey, man, listen, I appreciate you, Mr. Vincent. I've seen you a couple times. And hey, man, I must have dropped one N-bomb, dude. Chill out, brother. Chill out. Anyway, so as I was saying, it's just it goes to show it's like it goes deep for sure. You know what I mean? And organization is at the root of everything. You know, I'm constantly working on it, you know, because like I said, the fact that it went that way, I was just like, man, like, you know, it could have been another opportunity, you know, and like I said, you know, it'll be more, you know, I ain't no bitterness or nothing. Like I said, brother, you know, we'll reach out on the back end, but yeah, it's like it's just it goes deep because I really thought to myself, like, you know, even though that might have been the truth, like I can't be out here like that, especially, you know, if I want to represent myself as an entity, as a LSCC or whatever. You know, stuff
all a part of the process too, because there's certain things that you're not told before you even like.
For
instance, a lot of things you're not told before you start a business. You just want to, hey, I provide a service or a product. I want to start a business.
By the way, shouts out to Miss Brianna James.
Where's she at?
Girl, you're doing great questions, great discussion. Hey sis, I appreciate you, Bree. Hey, every Thursday we out here, Bree. Hey, listen.
Good Bree.
And hey, Vincent, come on, man. We're gonna get you back, brother. Hey, listen, hey, you know, I've been told to spit the meat or chew the meat and spit the fat. So you go ahead and do that, Mr. Vincent, because it's all good, my brother. But all I'm saying is that, you know, it's man, it goes really deep, you know, because like I said, you know, it's certain, you know, it's life has a way of reminding you that like certain shit is like there's no, oh, I got a chance to do it later, or oh, I could post this off for later.
Exactly.
Or, you know, it has a way of showing you, because these days I put shit off to tomorrow and I still don't want to do it tomorrow.
Exactly. Tomorrow.
So I'm just like, I need to do it right the fuck now, because
exactly. Yeah.
It's gonna hurt more to push myself to do it when I do it the next day, you know. And you know, it's like I said, you know, I like to think we're all a work in progress as humans, you know. I mean, man, writing the book was not easy. It wasn't written by a perfect person, allegedly. And that's not speaking on any specific book, because nobody's perfect. So all books written were not written by perfect people. Look at that. Go figure. You know, so and man, that's real dope though. You know, I like I said, I asked that question to kind of have the people get a feel, because like I said, I like to think that these episodes do go far. You know, I have people that come into the spot every day. Not every I'm not gonna say every day.
No, you gotta speak it into existence. Listen, affirm it, Joey. Affirm it. You have people coming in here every day. Every day, because it's just that great of a platform. Amen. And before you even continue, I just want to literally just kind of just express my gratitude to you, you know, because it takes a lot for a young man like yourself to reach out to someone like me. You know, I find that a lot of males within the past, they either have a hard time, you know, expressing that they want to be friends, you know, as opposed to making a conversation and just allowing things to flow instead of just forcing things. Like you hit me up like, yo, sis, I really love what you're doing. Like every single thing you wrote, I was just like, yes, you know, and it wasn't like, no, oh, he trying to talk to me. Like, nah.
I'm dead. No, ma'am.
Yeah, it wasn't like none of that.
Allegedly, I ain't trying to get in trouble now. Nah, go ahead though. Go ahead. Nah, listen. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to express my gratitude to you because.
No, I mean, listen. You know, in the end of the day, I always say that the pleasure's all mine because, you know, there is a certain you know, a certain spice that comes to the pot on your end. You know, from maybe not you specifically, but anybody who's sitting on that end.
Exactly.
You know, you guys really do. You know, I feed off. You know, even though, you know, obviously I'm facilitating and all of that, I'm still going off what you guys are saying. Listen, I had, you know, when we spoke yesterday, I had more or less a plan. I think I've deviated away from it. Usually I'll have it chronologically, but like I said, at the same time, it is widely because I can't predict that you're gonna bring this up or bring that up, and then I'm gonna be like, oh shit, hold on, that's a good point right there. Now we're gonna have to talk on that, and then at some point, you know, we'll get to it, and if we don't, at the very least, the shock value is all throughout. So because we missed that point, don't mean, oh, that's the end all be all. You know, for example, what I was doing for a little bit was I was actually having people, you know, I still did, you know, currently I'm doing a little football show for with my cousin and one of my boys. Shout out to Rich and GQ. You know, we go live every Sunday morning on Instagram. Well, I mean, it's the morning for me in the West Coast at 9 a.m. It's 12 p.m. right before football kickoff for all my football fans in the building. Go ahead and tap in with that Instagram live whenever that's up there. But you know, I do that now. But before then, I was having a segment on Saturdays where Saturday morning I was having somebody come through and speak, and we would be on Instagram live just chopping it up on like perfect timing. You know, a bunch of people be up in the morning. They might be doing something quick. They might be just eating a bowl of cereal. Go ahead, listen to that real quick. You know, y'all tap in. If y'all do, y'all don't. At some point, y'all come through, whatever. You know, and like one story that I'll keep sharing, because it's literally why I do it. You know, obviously, you know, real quickly, I'll just go ahead and tell the story. So the gentleman, this is a gentleman I know. I'm not gonna name no names, you know, for his sake, but he reached out to me and said he wanted to tell his addiction story and how he struggled with addiction heavy, and how now he's in the programs, running them basically, like making sure that he's reaching out to the different demographics and making sure that if somebody comes through as an addict, I'm gonna help him get through that, you know, because I knew I was there and I knew that I saw myself when you know, maybe not literally, but you know, I might have been all knotted out and shit, and that I knew that wasn't right. So I'm gonna make sure this person gets right. You know, he told me, man, do you mind if I get on your platform? I said, brother, are you kidding me? Like it's my duty to put you on my platform if that's what you want to talk about. I mean, man, like, you know, it's and through that live we got through mental health and how addiction ties right in with mental health and how like all of that together is like the elephant in the room where like you might know somebody that drinks literally every night, but, you know, you feel like you'd be doing them a disservice by approaching them like, hey man, you know,
by mentioning it, exactly,
like maybe this isn't right. You know, and it's understandable because it takes a certain person to even show that. You know what I mean? But in the end of the day, the effort got to be put in, you know. And like I said, I gave him the platform. We had a very good conversation. And, you know, at some point, I'm gonna get him on the YouTubes. You know, we're going to talk it again. We're going to run it back. So in the end of the day, like, you know, people reach out to me all the time. People come into my job. They tell me, hey, I really checked it out. I'm like, damn, I gave you my YouTube channel. I forgot all about it. I'm gonna start like doing business cards and shit, you know, especially
for real. You need it. You know, they have like a virtual business card. I think it's called Popple, where you could literally just put your phone under somebody's camera. They could scan it and then it will bring up all your social media. If you have your YouTube, swear it's called Popple, Popl. And you could make somebody scan your phone. It'll bring up everything. It'll bring up your name, and then it'll have like all the links to your Instagram, your YouTube, your.
Yo, let's get it. Yo,
get it.
That's fire game right there.
For real.
Fire game. I'm on that.
Uh-huh.
Yo, look, man, listen, I would have never known. That's why it's a beautiful thing to be able to speak to people.
Exactly.
Like, even and it's a real important thing you said, because usually, I get it. You probably look at your DMs, it's looking crazy. I believe it. I believe it. Listen, I believe it. But I still, in the end of the day, like, it was clear and concise. You know what I mean? It wasn't. And maybe we should normalize that, fellas. Like, if it is what you want, if it isn't what you want, just let it be known, man.
Please.
No, a yes or no answer.
Exactly.
But that's a whole different topic, because dudes be pressed about the answer, so it be what it be. But in the end of the day, like I said, it was all love, man. It was like, man, like, in the end of the day, like, I feel like my platform would and is benefiting from having you, because when we're exchanging ideas. Look, now I know about this. I'm gonna start doing that. Like, people ask me all the time, and I don't got no business card or nothing. I just be like, get down my YouTube if you want, and my Instagram.
Yeah.
I got a pen. I can't write this shit down. So
exactly.
And that's the thing. It's real important to network. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's just it's a joy. It really is. Like, I even and I usually come home from work tired every fucking day. Like, these Thursdays, and then when I got to do the Sunday shows now with my guys, like, it's really like it almost like, yeah, I get to do this. Like, we're good. I'm not even tired no more. I can't say after the live goes on. I'm like,
exactly.
But at the end of the day, like, it goes to show that it's a lot of good energy being put in from my end, from all ends. I feel like, and at the end of the day, hopefully people keep watching. People keep tapping in. I know you got some things to tend to. You always on the run and all of that. And, I just want to say thanks again. I also want to open the floor in case you want to plug anything in, or let people know about anything you're doing, any maybe nonprofits, anything like that. Go ahead and let them know.
Honestly, right now, guys, I'm actually doing renovations on my gym. So for those of you that have been following me, definitely keep following my journey. Within the next month, there's going to be a lot of new announcements in terms of equipment that's going to be provided for virtual clients moving forward. A whole new facility is going to be built, and guess what? No vaccine card is required over here. So definitely tap in with Beauty and because we are not going to deprive you of leading a healthy lifestyle just because of the simple fact that you do not want to adhere to getting a vaccine shot that they're forcing every single one to get. Now, I'm not going to give you my side of the story on that, but definitely just keep tapping into Beauty and the Beast. We're here to help. If you need any advice, reach out to me. I'm always here and willing to give advice. All right. You don't have to pay for a consultation. Consultation is free. You want to discuss fitness goals with me? You want to have a conversation with me? Book a free consultation using the link in my bio on Instagram. My Instagram is _Beauty and a Beast. I don't pretty much use any more platforms besides that. My TikTok is the same. _Beauty and a Beast.
You might want to get into Twitter. Twitter has a lot of ways of like kind of
networking.
I feel like it's more of a open platform to like a lot of things. Unfortunately, some of the wrong things, but a lot of maybe networking. And that's just me. Kind of just you probably know way more than me. What the but yeah, nah. And in the end of the day, anything else you want to add?
No, that's pretty much it. It's definitely pretty much it.
All right, and honestly, I just want to wrap it up by saying once again, thanks again, Anna. So it's definitely I definitely hope that we could find a way to link up and working together. Definitely looking forward to following what you keep on doing. definitely it's a good thing you're doing. It's a lot of people that wouldn't even fathom the thought, and
Thank you.
you're in real life doing it. And as for the people, thanks for everybody that's been
Fucking
is
in.
going to be in the building. We had Miss Brianna James in the building. Shout
Mhm.
out to her. Hopefully, she's not related to LeBron. But Vincent Barnes, shouts out to my boy Vincent. I'm gonna try to work on that, my brother. No more N words. I think my moms would agree with that, by the way. That's another reason why I agree with that. But shouts out to moms as well, man. She brought me in the world, so shouts out to her at all turns of life, because it wouldn't be possible without her.
Absolutely.
Outside of that, like I said, we will have next week popping off. It's gonna be the 30th episode, so I'm gonna have a gentleman that's real near dear, and to me personally, as a gentleman, I think we could consider high school kind of the sandbox. But yeah, just a brother I was real cool with. Just back in the day, we pick up ball days. And he's running his own fashion line right now. I don't know to what degree, we're gonna find out next week, but I'm gonna look forward to tapping in with him for sure. And then anybody else who want to come through, my Instagram is joey.com. That is joey.com in Spanish. Translate it if you need to. No underscores, just straight through. Once again, thanks to everybody. And hey, if you don't got nothing else to say, Anna, we're gonna just
We out of here. Thank you, Joey.
It's in the middle
Later.